Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my beautiful people. What's up? Today we are making lasagna. I don't really have a taste for lasagna. So like I was saying, I'm not really in a taste for lasagna, but my daughter's here visiting and she wants some lasagna. Yeah, so since Montgomery Family Channel, Miss Emma requested me to make this, and a couple of other people did too. I'm gonna go ahead and film it the best way I can, and this is some of the ingredients that I have. What's up? My name is Dee Dee. How y'all doing? So, fresh mozzarella. Now, of course, I don't always do it with fresh mozzarella, but it's the best. If you haven't used fresh mozzarella in your lasagna, use it. I have the 6 cheese Italian blend, some fresh Parmesan cheese. This is optional, but I've been putting cream cheese in my lasagna lately. It's been good, so hey, I'm gonna keep on doing it, I guess. I have Monterey Jack, sharp cheddar, and mozzarella. And I have pepper jack also, but I think I changed my mind. I don't think I'm not gonna put that in there. And I also have some more fresh mozzarella balls. And this kind, as you can see, has the herbs in it, and this is so good. So good. When I finish these balls, I use the oil to do an omelet with one time, and it was just good. Just the olive oil with all that seasoning, it was just good. But anyway, I got ricotta cheese. And let me explain something about my basil, y'all. I got this basil a couple of days ago. Look how I did. And I think it got something to do with the kids left the refrigerator open, but this stuff is not cheap. So I really don't appreciate that, and I see a couple of green leaves, so I'm kind of go through that and see what's good. If not, I'll just throw the whole thing away. But always try to use a fresh herb because it makes it taste so much better. I got some onions. And you want to get Italian parsley. Now, if you don't have Italian parsley, just get some curly parsley. It's all going to do. I didn't use it all, but I do like the Italian parsley better. And then I also have, let me show you, and everybody knows my table's just plain ugly. It's clean, it's just ugly. But anyway, I have red bell pepper, orange bell pepper, yellow, and a jalapeno. And a green bell pepper. You don't have to put the jalapeno in there. If you only got one bell pepper, just use the one bell pepper that you got. I think I already showed you my onions. And yeah, so let me show you the meat. Be back. Now, you want to mix regular ground beef with Italian sausage. You don't have to use hot. This is the hot Italian sausage. You don't have to use it. You could just use any Italian sausage and your ground beef. So I'm going to mix these two together. Yeah, so. Okay, I feel like I'm all over the place. So let me just put this in the skillet, and we can go from there. All right, people, I have my hamburger meat on. So before I put my Italian sausage in, I don't know why I never season Italian sausage. I feel like it already has season. So I'm just going to season my hamburger meat, and then I'm going to put my Italian sausage on first. And then on top, I'm going to use some onion powder or Amata garlic powder. So slap your mama parsley, black pepper, steak seasoning, Italian seasoning, of course, garlic, salt, Lori salt, and a little bit of this. Now, use a little bit of, this is so many seasonings, you don't need a lot. Just use a little bit of everything. Alright, so this is what it's looking like with all the seasons in it. And the best way to put all those seasons in without over-seasoning, I probably said this a few times before, get an empty seasoning container and measure your seasons, equally measure them, and put them in a thing. That way you can just shake a couple of times and it'll all be done. But anyway, I do it so much, I know to just put a little bit of everything and kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. So now it's time for the Italian sausage on top. Be back. Alright. This is a big bowl of vegetables, yes. If you don't want this many vegetables, don't use it, y'all. I love putting a lot of vegetables in my food. So what I'm going to do, and I'm trying to hurry up before the baby starts crying, I'm going to put half of this in with my meat. Then the other half is going to simmer when I have all my sauce in. Alright. Okay, there's half of my vegetables, and I put 2 healthy scoops of garlic in there. And I'm going to stir this up and just let it cook. And every time I push... Alright, here's my Italian parsley. I'm going to chop this up somewhat kind of fine. so I can add in my ricotta cheese. And I got my 2 eggs there. And all right, gotta go. All right, this is what the parsley is looking like cut up. And I finally got Treasure to help me raise the cheese. She ain't shit. She's supposed to be doing this whole thing. But anyway, while I record, so I'm going to add the ricotta, my eggs, and this, and I'll be back. All right, I cracked 2 eggs in my cheese, my ricotta cheese. Now I'm going to put most of my parsley in there. All right, it was only like 2 leaves that was actually good. The rest of this stuff is not good, so I hate that. So if you happen to follow this exact recipe and you want to get this basil, take half of it, chop it up into your ricotta cheese, and put the other half of that in your meat. Not while you're cooking it, but while you're cooking it, yes, but not while you're getting it to get done, while you're sauteing the sauces together. You put the other half in that part of the meat. And it just gives it a little life. But whatever. I'm not doing it this time because it's bad. So just wanted to give you a tip. Be back. I'm going to put in the 6 Italian cheese blend. I'm going to put probably a half a bag of that in there. And then I'm going to put some Italian herbs in there. And that's it. Mix it up. And I'm putting it in the refrigerator till I'm ready to use it. Alright, I have the cheese in there, the 6 cheese Italian cheese blend, and I also have the Italian style herb seasoning in there. So I'm gonna mix it up and then show you what that looks like. And this is what your cheese mixture should look like. And I'm gonna put a little Parmesan, freshly grated Parmesan in there also. Alright, this is what it's looking like with the Parmesan in. So I'm going to add a little bit of that sharp cheddar in there. A little bit of that provolone. You don't have to do all this. I'm just extra. And a little bit of that Monterey Jack. And this is what I'm going to mix into it. It's 3 blocks of cheese. So this is what I'm using. I'm going to use this diced tomato, the Rotel tomatoes, tomato sauce, and tomato paste. I might need another tomato sauce. Usually I use a big thing of tomato sauce. I thought I had one, but I don't. So I might have to mix it with sketty sauce. I also did this before with sketty sauce because I didn't have no tomato sauce. Yeah, so whatever you got, use. Be back. So this is what the crushed tomatoes is looking like. I mean the diced tomatoes and the tomato paste and the tomato sauce. I'm going to mix this together. It's on low now. My meat is straining right now. Then I'm going to put the meat on top and then mix it in. Alright, this is when you actually taste your meat to see if you're going to need some more seasoning. And I am going to need a little more seasoning. I'm going to put probably some tomato pesto in there. And some basil pesto. I want to put the basil pesto in there because my basil was pretty much rotten or whatever. So I need that basil taste in there. But anyway, I'll show you in a minute. As you can see, I did need a big thing of tomato sauce. So I need to figure out if I want to open up my whole big can of sketty sauce. Because I'm not planning on making sketty anytime soon, especially since I did lasagna. But whatever, we're going to figure it out. Alright, I'm going to put some of this tomato pesto in here. And a scoop of this basil in here. And I'm going to put the rest of my vegetables. And some garlic. Let's see. I have a scoop of the paste of tomato and a paste of basil. I'm going to put the rest of that fresh parsley in there while I cook. I'm going to save it just a little bit for the top while I bake. Okay, I filled up my tomato paste can, the small one, with water, and just pretty much poured it in each one of my cans to get the most of my tomato juice out of there because I do not want to open up my tomato sauce in case I have to. But anyway, just want to show you what I'm doing. now, since it's bubbling, I got it simmering on 5.5. I think I'm going to take it down to 3. But right now, I'm going to put the rest of my vegetables in. I still think it's not juicy enough. So I'm going to check it in 30 minutes with the rest of my vegetables. I let this simmer for an hour. And if it's still not creating any more juice, then I'm going to have to add some more type of paste. I'm going to give you guys a tip. If you put fresh tomatoes in here and cut them up yourself, it's going to be good. And that's going to go with chili or sketty. Fresh tomatoes always do a good job. And since I am missing a little sauce, I want a little juicier in this. But I know it's going to create its own sauce. But since I have a couple of Roman tomatoes, I believe I have in there, I think I'm going to cut it up in there and let it do what it do. Oh, and one more thing. This is when I let it simmer for an hour, because I'm about to put the top on and just let it cook for an hour. I like to put 3 to 5 garlic cloves, fresh garlic cloves, and chop it up. But the laziness in me is not letting me do it. So I'm just going to take another scoop, a big healthy scoop of this garlic, already minced garlic, and use that. And of course, if you're not feeling this much garlic, don't use it. You do you. I'm just showing you how I do me. Show you in about 30 minutes. Alright, as you can see, it's creating its juice. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Once I put this, I had 2 Roman tomatoes in there, and I had one of the beef tomatoes too, but I'm going to slice that one, the garnish, on top of my lasagna. So I'm just going to mix that in and then let it simmer. I'll show you in 30 minutes, and then I'll show you when it's done in an hour. It's a few minutes shy from cooking it for 30 minutes. This is going to be a meaty sauce, because I'm not adding no more sauce to it. But I am going to add my cream cheese in now and let it cook for another 30 minutes. And mix it on in. And this sauce smells good, man. I can smell it all outside. Let me mix it up and then show you. Alright, but the cream cheese gave it a creamier look. Not as dark red, but more of a mustardy red, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, be back. Alright, so I set up my little station. My sauce been cooking for like an hour and 20 minutes. Here's the pan I'm going to use to start building my lasagna. But first I'm going to put a scoop of meat sauce down. Oh, shoot, hold on. Alright, put a layer of meat sauce down. Then I'm going to do noodles, ricotta cheese, meat, grated cheese. Alright, my next layer I'm going to kind of double it over, but I just want to make sure I have enough for the top. So this is how I did my bottom layer. Now I'm going to put ricotta cheese on and then spread each section out. My daughter was supposed to be helping me with this. She's supposed to be recording it so you guys get a better look, but she done flaked out on me, so just bear with me. Ricotta cheese, meat sauce, cheese. So now I'm going to put a couple of half the marinated with oil, herbs, and spices. I'm just going to drop in random places. Then I put my sliced mozzarella, fresh sliced mozzarella, and just places where the ball's not. Now I'm going to layer with noodles and continue the process. Noodles, So I'm gonna just show you when I'm done now. I'm gonna so noodles, and I'm go to ricotta cheese, meat sauce, grated cheese, and the provolone and the fresh mozzarella. The rest of the mozzarella, you can just put the balls wherever. The last layer, and I always make it where hopefully it doesn't fall over my my oven. So I'm gonna put the last layer of cheese and sauce on there. See how that's much that's how much room I have. So yeah. That's the rest of the ricotta cheese. Let me try to spread that out as much as I can. The rest of the cheese. Now I gotta get the rest of this sauce on here. Here we go. Alright, I forgot to throw in the the rest of the six cheeses in with this. Usually I mix it up with my cheese. I forgot, and my fresh Parmesan. So I'm mad because I really like the fresh Parmesan all throughout. It just makes it everything. So I'm just gonna put the stuff on top and call it a day. So this is what it's looking like so far. You see I don't have that much room for cheese, so I'm definitely gonna have to line the bottom of my stove up with foil just in case it overflowed. And every time I do this in this pan, it's a 50-50 chance of it overflowing. But anyway, that's the fresh grated Parmesan. Now I'm gonna put the rest of the Italian six cheeses on top. Alright. The rest of this cheese, and I'm gonna put a little bit of the cheese that I grated up on top. Alright, now I'm gonna top it with some sliced tomatoes and the rest of my parsley. Alright, now I'm gonna continue garnishing it with a little Italian herbs and this is fresh parsley on top and tomato. And I'm gonna put just a little bit of extra parsley on there just for the fun of it. Alright, this is what it's looking like before it goes in the oven. Remember, be quiet. And I'm gonna show you afterwards. So this is what it's looking like fresh out of the oven. And the tomatoes kind of melted into the cheese, as you can see. It's looking good. Alright, I'll show you once I plate it up. Alright people, here's my lasagna, and I should have waited another 10 to 15 minutes before I cut it. I always do this, but anyway, y'all get the picture. I paired it with some salad and some cheesy garlic bread. Yes, that looks beautiful. Anyway, until next time, deuces and stay blessed.